Hey, welcome to, let's see, Player Pass episode 34. We've made it to 34 episodes. And we're slowly pulling people kicking and screaming onto the show. Now we've got the beach and just slowly pulling people on. So thanks for everyone coming. Thanks to Beach for showing up and actually spending no expense to join the show via his cam.
Yeah, whole $13.98 on Amazon, I'll have you know. So spare no expense. First time I've ever been on a webcam. So, and for those people watching on the side, if you've seen a big fat blob on the screen, that's just me. There's nothing wrong with your monitor. That's just me.
It's the white blob, not the black blob.
Well, that's true.
Well, and the camera does put 10 pounds on you. So
no, mine adds it's cheap. It adds 150 pounds on
that, well, that's that can happen too. So you guys, we will Blue will be here shortly. She had to go run and get some immigration papers right at a quarter to five. She says that, well, the immigration papers are ready. I gotta run down there. And I was like, all right, we'll cover for you. So what you guys like to hold on. So the format for people that not watched the show before. So what the format is that the four of us will talk, or five of us when Blue gets here. We'll talk about the movies. We'll talk about both movies. Then we will open up the show to let people in. I see Roger's in the backstage, so he's already ready. I'll put the link out again when it gets a little bit later in the show. You guys are more than welcome to join. Turn your cam on. Don't turn your cam on. Doesn't matter. Tell us what you think about the show. But you are also able to chat on the side. Tell us what you think, your thoughts there on the side chat. And it's simple. I can just click this and puts it right on the show. So welcome if you've never been here. And I see a lot of regular names. I see Patty, Roger, Eddie. So see a lot of our regular folks. Soheil, thank you for joining.
Soheil.
I see Rise. Rise joined. He was early, wanting me to start the show at like 4:45, but yeah, about 4:30. Yeah, so
it was 4:30ish.
So yeah, we got that. That's the format. So if you guys have not been here before, welcome. And if you've been here, Octavia, there's Octavia. I'm sorry, she was in here too. She's always here. So thanks for you guys joining us, and we'll go ahead and get kicked off. Let's run through the panel, see how everyone's doing. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Good. I've had a snow day, so built snowman, went sledding, had a pizza.
So, did you call out of work? Because I mean, hopefully they're not watching you.
No, day off on a Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. Well, as long as I just don't want to get you in trouble, and they'll be like, Andrew, you late out of work today. So, the Beach, how are you doing today?
Fine. After fixing my computer after Microsoft update screwed all the sound settings and had to reinstall my sound drivers, because thank God I was like, let me make sure this is all working right, and it didn't. So I spent 2 hours fixing all the Microsoft screw ups. So it's here. Yeah,
well, that happens a lot with. I actually had an issue with my my smartwatch. I had to go through and basically do a factory reset on it because I couldn't get it to work right. So things happen like that when they do updates. So that's fine. Mr. Albin, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, brother. Glad to be back. Thanks to everybody out there on the side chat. What's up? So I don't have to, keep typing here. How much I love typing.
Oh yeah.
But one of the main reasons for joining the show, because I can just talk. I won't talk as much as Dabs, but I can at least scream out, this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah. He can push his way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, you just had it's kind of like when you merge on the highway in New York. You just commit and just keep going. People will make room for you. Just keep going.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks you. Thanks everyone for joining us. We've got this show, which is the brothers Grimsby and White Boy Rick. Like it, love it, doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt nobody's feelings. But we would just like for you to give us comments. What do you think about it? What didn't you like? What did you like? What did you not like about it? That's what this show's about. I will say, if we, we'll try not to be super long-winded, speaking to myself, on the movies, because we've all watched it, so we're just kind of wanting what was the high points or low points in the particular movie. And if you get someone like Roger, he can really break it down into well, the screenplay and it goes back to the director. Him and Blue both can do that very well. And so Thanks, everyone. So let's see. Since you're the guest, DeBeach, I'll let you choose. Do you want to be the first or the second movie that we talk about?
I'll go first so we can get the hate out of the way. Because I know, you can see the foam on the corner of Andrew's mouth just waiting to tear into me. I mean, that's what I spent 15 minutes lubing up my ass before I came in. So he's going to do a major ream job. If you remember, though, I gave you a film last week. Andrew's whipping out a short subject film. So if you don't mind, I'll pick mine first, and I'll go first. And the reason I picked this film is I hope a lot of people hadn't seen it. It didn't get good reviews, and I don't think it deserved all the horrible reviews it got. Is it a great movie? No. But it's a stupid movie, and there are some funny parts in it. And if it made you laugh, then I'm happy, I don't care if you didn't like it. I just thought it was a film that, if you like comedies and stupid humor, then you might enjoy this film. And it was someone that not a whole lot of people pick. But I mean, from the opening scene, they're in there and they're doing the dirty and everything. And then you're like, okay. And they pull back. Oh, they're in the mattress store checking out a new mattress. So, I mean, that's like one of the best opening scenes of a comedy film, and it was just, it's Sacha Baron Cohen. If you don't like his humor, a lot of people don't. But there you go. I enjoyed it, and hopefully some other people did. And that's all I got to say.
Wow. Okay. All right. Hey, let's see. I'll go next.
Okay.
I've never seen
before you give your review, Todd.
Yeah.
Just want to show you here.
All right, I got you. He's supporting. I will say I've never seen this film, and I had no idea what this film was going to be about. And if you like Borat, if you're a fan of the Borat type movies, and as you said, a lot of people, it's kind of like you either hate them or love them. And hold a second. There, my girl. So you either hate him or love him. And with this type of movie, I love him. The uncomfortable, and this is wasn't this the mattress scene when they're in
the opening scene.
Yeah. So if you're a Borat fan and you like the Borat type humor, you will love this thing. It is uncomfortable to watch at times. There is times you're squeamish. There is times where I was a little bit, but after the fact, I found that I was laughing and giggling. The part when the very first part, now not that the mattress scene didn't get me. The first part that I laughed really hard was when he was at the announcement and they had that UNICEF or whatever billboard and had that little boy,
the finger in the poster,
and he stuck his finger in it, and it's like a billboard with his finger just like this. I'm sorry, I was laughing, and then the woman walked by and he went. And I cracked up. I truly laughed out loud at that point. And I was like, okay, this is that kind of movie. The part with all of his kids, I thought was pretty funny. The part where where they're in the bar and the Secret Service or whoever's coming, and he says, "Pretend these are all Manchester United fans," or he said, "They're all Manchester United fans," and the kids were like, "What?" I thought that was funny. The part when the two major parts, the elephants again. A little uncomfortable, but I'm laughing. And the part where he gets shot with the poison dart, and he's got to get Nubsy has got to get the poison out. I'm sorry. I was cracking up.
I mean, when he goes, if you don't suck it out, I'm going to die. And he goes, what do you put on my tombstone? He's like, suck my balls.
And then he's like, it's just so many parts. But when he's doing that, and he gets up on top of him, he goes, I don't get teabagged. And he's like, come on, take it, suck it, take it. And I'm just like, this, again, uncomfortable for a lot of people. But if you like that kind of humor, this movie had me cracking up. So again, I love seeing movies that we watch. These movies, I've had no idea what I was walking into. So I enjoyed it, and so thank you, The Beach, for that. So that's what I got.
Ooh, yeah. I got one person who liked it.
No, you'll be fine.
Listen, Dabs is like my brother. Because we're like a lot alike with a lot of movies, and I felt exactly the same about this movie. I could not stop crying. It had me in tears. The Beach. I want to thank you. For me to be able to see a movie and Harry Potter get some fucking AIDS blood in his body. I was in my joy. Yeah. To see Harry Potter boy, take it. I was very happy. Hold on. When there was some of the lines, I just had to write them down. And goes, I'm getting stiffer than a pedophile at Legoland. I was crying. I was crying. Oh, it's an elephant bukkake party.
Oh yeah, bukkake party.
Oh my god! I was like, this is too much. I loved it.
He says, "I'll rub the balls while you stroke the head."
I loved it when he brought him back to the house and introduced him to Rebel Wilson for the first time, and he saw her. And he goes, "Congratulations!" And she goes, "I'm not fucking pregnant. I'm just fucking fat."
Oh man, yeah, but it was funny. I think we all needed that. Thanks for picking that. It was a funny one, especially for it to be something that was an English film that normally we would have to put subtitles on. There really was no need for it, believe it or not, with this one, But I did enjoy it.
I'm glad you liked it. That's two.
Yeah. Okay. You want to say hi to Blue down there? Glad you made it, Blue. Do you want to go next, or do you want Andrew? Do you want to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Well, here it comes.
Yeah, it's not going to be three. It's not going to be three. I'm
afraid. Come on. This is coming out of your land. Oh my god!
Go ahead. Give us a chance. I'm not a big Sacha Baron Cohen fan. I don't like Borat. Like, it's just it's not something I was ever interested in watching. But this, it's like silly humor, and like some of the stuff you were laughing at, like I did laugh out loud at the bit where he put his finger through the little cardboard cutout, and then he couldn't get it out, and then he like kind of spat on his hand. He started doing that to try and get. I I did laugh at that. I laughed out loud at that. There was a lot of stuff that I laughed out loud at. But there was just so many cringy jokes in it, and it was like it just was like a little bit off. Some of it, I don't know. Maybe I had my sensible head on, but I did find a lot of it quite funny, like silly humor. I didn't think it was terrible. The one thing I thought was great in it though was the first person camera shots for the action. It was kind of like I've never seen this movie, but it's like that movie Hardcore Henry. I don't know if anyone it's just all first person.
It felt like playing.
Yeah, it was like a first. Yeah, that's that. The camera scenes the camera shots they did for all those kind of scenes, I just thought it just looked so good. And I like the actor who plays his brother. What's he called? Because he's in Kingsman.
Strong.
Mark Strong.
Yeah, Mark Strong.
I love him.
Yeah, he was really good. And Sacha Baron Cohen, it's not like one of his cringiest movies. He's not like a really over the top cringy character. He's quite funny. I don't know. I just think some of the like crude jokes just like kind of put us off. But it wasn't terrible by any means. It wasn't terrible at all. So unfortunately, I can't really rag on it that much. Which I'd love to. I would, but. That was quite funny as well. That bit with the tattoo.
2016.
I just thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's about it.
All right, Blue.
Did everybody else go?
Yeah, we're rolling down the list.
Okay. I watched it at work today, so unfortunately I couldn't pay 100% attention to, but I did see it before. And yeah, there's some cringeworthy stuff, but I gotta admit I laughed a lot. So I'm sure you guys covered everything else, but my absolute favorite part of the movie is at the very end when they're recapping and Trump gets AIDS. And then they're like, Liam Gallagher from Oasis is being the police are looking for him for the molestation of this woman. And they're like, and what do they say? And doing whatever to the elephant. They're looking for him and Vin Diesel. Because when I broke out laughing at work, and they're like, people were looking at me, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually working right now. So I liked it again.
There was one part in there, and I laughed when I was talking to Blue about yesterday when the kids were pitching pennies into his butt.
Yeah.
And he says, quiet, you don't need to be pitching pennies. It's not a wishing well. He's like
and they turned the fan on. They turned the fan on, and we sound like a couple of Peruvian pan flutes.
There were so many parts that just, again, you can definitely tell that there's certain people will love this kind of stuff, and certain people hate it.
I got a sick sense of humor, so
yeah.
And plus with the kind of dramas and thrillers we had last week, I thought since a pick was coming up, let's do something off the wall.
It was off the wall.
And did everyone get that one of the best lines in the movie? When I think they were in the bar and they screamed out, "We're the Butcher Boys of Grimsby."
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that one, Debs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Butcher Boys. Yeah. I need to get that. Maybe I should have when people come on the show. They got like on my Friday show. We're the Butcher Boys.
The Butcher Boys.
We're the Butcher Boys. They got to say that. Maybe. So yeah. So all right. So that is that movie. So we're gonna move so we can get to allowing other people to jump in on it. And I did let everybody talk, right?
Oh.
Okay. Andrew?
Oh, sorry. I just remembered one bit that I did really like. Do you know when he has to go to the hotel and seduce that blonde woman with a green dress on, and she takes her clothes off and stuff, and she's talking, and he's talking about how he's had a big shit in the toilet, and she's like, "Oh, do you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to grab it in my hand," and he's like, "It's really big," and she's like, "I'm going to grab it in my hand and kiss it," and he's like, "Oh, that's a bit fucking weird." Like that whole conversation, I was laughing at that as well. So there was a lot of silly humor, which is just a couple of things like just I don't know. I cringed at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Was hard to watch.
Oh my gosh. I keep thinking, oh, that. All right. So yeah, definitely. If you've never watched that, yeah, you'll be able to understand. If you've watched it, you'll know what we're talking about a lot. So we the next one we've got is one that I picked, in which is Matthew McConaughey movie, which is called White Boy Rick. And I wanted to pick this not only because Matthew was in it, but that it was also a movie that maybe not a lot of people had seen, because I know that I get a reputation of only picking top-notch Academy Award, Oscar-winning, all that kind of a stuff. So I wanted to pick something that was a little bit more obscure. Maybe people hadn't watched this. And look, it's only got one nomination. So I thought this was kind of like under the radar, and it's got Matthew in it. So I will be last on this. Whoever wants to be first.
I'll be first.
Okay, Blue.
I didn't see it.
Wait a minute.
I didn't get it.
My wife did not watch the movie I picked.
You know what?
Matthew
We'll have
movie.
like 40 years together. I'll watch it at some point. I'm sure you'll make me. You make me marathon Matthew McConaughey at some
No,
point.
yes, he will.
You know,
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm kind of feeling like Sasha right now. Does it look bad? Does it look bad? You know. So, all right. So, I will go to
Shocking
whoever
accent.
else might have.
I'll go then.
All right, Alvin.
I'll go second.
But-
White Boy Rick. Where to begin? You know, it's you have. I watch this movie and I have to think about, you know, what they put this kid through, but you know, there's also the side of it. You know, you watch it as White Boy Rick, but let's say it was Black Boy Rick. You know, it's just one of those things, because when it, you know, when you know that this is a true story pretty much, and that this really happened, and so you know, I've seen the movie before, but you know, when I watch it and it's like, you start watching this thing and you're like, is this kid an idiot? You know, what the heck is what's wrong with this kid? You know, for him to, you know, sit there and talk with the FBI like that and let them, you know, say, oh, okay, go deal these drugs. You know what I mean? To what? Get your father off? It was just, you know, but then you just don't realize, you know, you have to say to yourself, you know, oh, but this kid is young. You know,
14.
he doesn't know any better.
Yeah, he was 14 at the beginning there when
Right.
they first talked to him.
Right. And you know, and to, you know, be more into like, okay, well, you know, the money he's getting out of it, you know, but you know, okay, sure, all of that ends up going down, and then okay, you know, now you have to get out of this life, and he still turned back to it, and his father allowed him to. That's what I couldn't understand, you know. But I do like the movie, you know, because you know, especially anything that, you know, true like that happens, you know, it's something that, you know, people need to be aware of. But you know, to see this kid in prison, and him trying to, you know, uh, get off and get out, I don't know why I just couldn't agree with it. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, that, you know, I feel that way. But you know, there's other guys that are in prison for doing a lot less, and
Yeah.
you know, and they're stuck in there. And you want to let this kid off because, you know, he was a kid and he should have known better. You know, he should have known better than going back in and doing that. You know, you survived once. I just couldn't. I just couldn't understand that. Let me see some of my notes here. Right here. I guess it would just I think it bothered me that you know people just didn't say, okay, well, he did do these crimes. It sucked that he had to get so much time for what he did. I think that was kind of rough, and then for the FBI to basically just turn their back on him like that, that was wrong. But I don't know why his family didn't fight harder to do something. There had to have been some kind of way they could have proved what they did, what the FBI did to him.
Yeah, but the FBI busted him for what he did after he did what he did for the FBI.
Right, but he still could have said that, oh, I was still doing it for them.
Yeah,
very easily. Where am I getting all this stuff? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have said something, but I think it's a good watch, but I just by the time I reached the end of the movie and I'm like, what if this were a black kid in there? He'd still definitely be in.
Well, they said in the movie, remember that one part where that drug dealer says, "We're going to get black people time, and you're going to get white people time."
Right.
Right. So he was saying that there, it's two different rules.
Right.
So.
Right. And I guess that's what just gets me is because I don't think there would be a black kid out there that would sit there and say, oh, okay, I'll sell drugs for the FBI. No one would. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this kid does it like it's nothing.
Yep.
All right. You want to go, Andrew? Right. Who's next?
Andrew, you ready?
Okay, I'll go. Did they not say it at the end? That the black guys got out before him.
Yes. Everybody else was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of like the statement of they were going to get black people time and he was going to get white people time is not true, is it? Because he was in longer. Yeah. Oh, am I correct? Or were they in for longer?
Yeah. Yes and no. Wasn't it for two different things?
Black
guys went in for, they weren't going in for any drugs.
Well, they went in. Well, he went in for 650 kilos or something like that. They named off the amount that they were getting him on.
Yeah.
Now, and I can't remember what they actually got the other drug kingpins for. I missed what they.
I don't think that they got him. I don't think that they got him on drugs because they never caught that guy. Because even what was the deal that he made with the drug dealer's girlfriend? You remember? Because she was
when he went to her apartment.
Right. I can't remember. It wasn't like, he was getting drugs from her. You know what I mean?
650. Look at, hey, I'm telling you, Roger, on point. Mm-hmm. That's 650 grams, not kilos.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a little different.
Yeah, a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, okay, go ahead.
I don't know what it is, but I like for both of these movies, I just couldn't. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I like this one. I was so bored. I'm not gonna lie. Matthew McConaughey was good. He's always good. I didn't like the kid, and the story was like a bit boring. I felt like I'd seen it all before. I felt like I'd seen this kind of thing before, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I just couldn't. I really liked Matthew McConaughey in it. I thought he was really good in it. But the rest was just like blah. It was like in the time lapses, like when I kept saying like it was 1984, then went it to 1985, and it just like nothing seemed different. It just seemed like it was like it seemed like it was going from week to week, not year to year. It was just confusing. The FBI just fucking they were totally corrupt, and I can't see. I don't understand like how he couldn't see that he was getting played by them the whole time. He was never going to not get any time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Todd. This was the worst of the two movies this week. I'm afraid I just didn't get it. I didn't get into it.
Holy shit!
I've had a bad week.
Yeah. No, that's all.
I think I've had a bad week of movie watching. I'll tell you why. I think I know what it is. I watched the first 5 episodes of WandaVision before I watched these two movies, so maybe
there you go.
I watched something really great and then I watched these two movies. I should have watched these two first. Yeah.
I do gotta say though that the kid that they used, he hasn't been in anything else before that, and so that's why I think where his acting it felt kind of lacking, but he was they picked him out of nothing, and for that I gotta say he did a good job.
Yeah, because look at his career. Look at he's known for. He was on the Today Show. I mean, you're looking at the Today Show, Made in Hollywood, which was just a series talking about the movie, and then Clean.
Yeah,
is it? And
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I watched this on Netflix, and on Netflix they've actually got the documentary on the real guy. And I was going to watch it, so I thought, maybe if I watch the documentary as well, I might understand the story a bit more and get into it a bit more invested in it. But then when I watched the preview for the documentary, the preview is Chris Hansen getting interviewed, and I fucking hate Chris Hansen. So I was like, I'm not watching this. So
why have you had a problem with Chris Hansen before?
No. Just. He's just desperate. Yeah, sorry, Todd.
No, all good.
Didn't make it.
All right. Hey, you know what? Dab's got to take some. I got to take some risks. I play it too easy sometimes. Play it too safe. Even when I've taken risks in the past, they've always panned out so well. So this one was, going out even farther. All right. So DeBeach, what did you think, sir?
Well, a lot like Andrew did, but a lot of points that Aubin brought up. I mean, with the kid just willingly, going to the FBI, this guy, and just all that crap. But I mean, to have to serve 30 years in prison, and I mean, what I had to do was the opposite of Andrew. I watched the movie, then I found the documentary, then watched the documentary. I mean, so he serves 30 years in prison in Michigan. He's released. Then he has to go and serve 3 years in Florida for car theft ring his sister and mother were involved with. What they did is they offered him a deal of, well, your sister and mother can go to jail in Florida, or they can stay free and you just serve their time when you're released. And that's what he did.
An idiot.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, in the documentary, there was also in 91, the FBI came back to him and asked him to get some help to get some Detroit police officers convicted. He did. They ended up arresting 12 cops that were dirty, and they still didn't give any time off his account. He got nothing out of it.
Wow.
And then you got to watch the fact that you got the cops that know that you turned them in. So.
But this way, he's screwed. He's got drug dealers he turned in on one hand. He's got the cops on the other hand. Right. So he just.
What kind of prison is that? That he's still alive. I don't get it. What I'm saying? Any other prison that you're done. You're a snitch. You're done.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like the movie, if you want to learn a little more, I suggest you watch the documentary. You might pick up some tidbits. I mean, the one part in the movie that did crack me up is when the little kid came up to the door and told him that he's a daddy.
Yeah,
daddy. He goes, who's that? And he goes, that's my dad. Well, he's a granddaddy now. And don't make me come back here,
You don't
so then he eventually shows up to the girl's house and everything. Little kid answers the door. Your baby daddy's here. So I mean, those two parts made me laugh. But I mean, just the story with it, and just, ugh, God, do all that time. And like I said, if you like the movie, I suggest you watch the documentary. It was a hard watch, but there you go.
Okay. All right. You done?
I'm done.
All right. Again, so Patty had asked if this was a true story. Yes, true story, based in Detroit, 1984. True story. Basically, the FBI and the police work with a 14-year-old kid. They strong arm him into working for them because they basically tell him, we're gonna put your dad in jail for guns, and if you don't help us. I can see where a 14-year-old kid is thinking about his parents, and his dad is his only source of, and so I can see where they could have manipulated him into doing this. I felt bad for him, but I also knew that he was growing up on the streets, so he's got also that mindset of kids at that age don't see tomorrow; they see today, and that's all they see. He wasn't going to school. He didn't care about school, so it wasn't about, I'm going to think about my future. No, he's like, I'm taking care of today. I want money in my pocket today. So maybe some of the things that I really liked about it, other than Matthew McConaughey being in it, is mullet. I mean, I'm sorry. Matthew with a mullet cracked me up. I don't know. The mullet part with Matthew having his hair pulled back and, business up front, party in the back. I loved it. Roller skating. I'm a person of the 80s. Roller skating, my roller skating place wasn't as hip as this place was, but I remember being at the skating rink 3 to 4 times a week, and that was where everybody met, and I really enjoyed that. I wrote down a few things that Ricky was squeezed between the police and the drug dealers. He was trying to play that double life. And that the police were using and he was 15 when they really started to use him to do some stuff. He was 15. One quote that Matthew had. Matthew was always an optimist, always looking for being positive about things. And when he said, I'm just a glass half full kind of guy. And I guess because I'm a glass half full kind of guy, I try not to be on the negative side. I related to that. I did write down not smooth transitions from starting out to selling drugs, because when he decided to sell drugs, all right, so the police were using him, the drug dealers were using him, and his dad used him. Because when they decided to start selling drugs, I thought, how do you get into selling drugs without stepping on anybody else's toes in the neighborhood? Yeah, I know that the drug dealers had went to jail, but that was been a year from when he had been shot. So I thought that the transition there was not very smooth. So I thought they could have done something a little better, but it's based on a true story, so there's only so much they can fill in on that. But it is messed up how the police and FBI use people, and once they get what they got out of them, they didn't need them no more. And I really felt that the police the FBI let him out to hang because he wasn't selling drugs for them anymore. He was selling drugs to make money because he wanted to get his dad the video store. So his dad wanted, I want to rent VHS tapes. That's the future, son. That's where everyone's going to be, which he was right.
He was right.
And so that's all they wanted to do is get money to do that. But in the meantime, they got busted. So the police, I think, busted him because if he had stayed on just doing what they wanted, they probably would have milked him out longer. But then when he went his own way to make some actual money, that's when the police is like, okay, you think you all big and bad? Well, we'll show you how big and bad you are. Now you're in jail. Mm-hmm. And it was messed up that he was in jail for as long as he was. I haven't watched the documentary to see his true story, but you just hate how that happened. I pulled this out because I didn't know when I first watched this that Matthew McConaughey was in it. And I figured, you know what? I want to pull a Matthew McConaughey movie that a lot of people haven't seen, be it good or bad. You haven't seen this movie, and I wanted to check it out. I know people have seen Mud. You know, Roger talked about Mud, but this was even a little more obscure. So that's what I got. I will post the link to the show in the side chat, and then we will open it up for whoever wants to join. Anybody else in the panel? Do you guys have anything you want to like?
Yeah, I was just if you see there in the StreamYard chat, I put that link in, Todd.
Yeah,
which is for the documentary. The people don't have, so I don't know if you want to copy and paste it in the side chat for everyone else, but that's the link if you can watch online the documentary about it.
All right.
And another
so
thing, go ahead.
I didn't know if YouTube will let me post it in there. That's why.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You can sometimes if you post it, it'll ask me, and then it won't allow it at first until I say yes, it's okay.
Yeah, so I put it in there. That way you can copy and paste it, put it in the room for everybody. Eddie was asking about it and some other people, but that's the link. You can go watch the documentary online. You don't need a Netflix account or anything.
I just want to say another thing, though. Which I don't think they said anything, but don't you think that the FBI would have taken the video store anyhow once they
probably.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think about that until now.
Because they're going to say that money was used to buy
to buy the other the drugs.
Well, I mean it's like when that's the scene where they go to Vegas for the fight and everything. Well, after watching the documentary, the FBI had given them $15,000 in cash to go there, and they also provided them with the fake ID in the hotel room to stay in when they went out there. So
wow,
he ended up taking the sister. His dad made his sister go along with him so he wouldn't get into any more trouble.
See, that's what I can't understand about the father knowing all this is going down and saying, okay, well, take your sister with you. Really? You know what I mean?
Well, in watching the documentary, how the FBI comes to the house is because the dad went to knew some people from his dealing guns. He knew people in the FBI. He asked them to come over to that house because his daughter was on drugs. He was trying to get the FBI to help him get the daughter off the drugs. Mm-hmm. When they were there, that's when they started putting out the pictures. And then he chimes in, oh, he's dead, he's this. And they're like, oh, he knows this crap. And that's how he got it. He basically volunteered himself to become a rat. So, oh well.
You figure everyone in the neighborhood would have known. It would have blew up the house,
Hey, Roger.
Hey, how's it going? Well, I liked both the movies this week. The Brothers Grimsby, I mean, it set the tone of the movie from the opening scene. You knew what you're in for after the mattress tryout. So I thought it was a funny movie. I had seen it before. This is my second time watching it, and I still laughed out loud more than 5 or 6 times. So you can't ask for much more than that in a stupid, funny movie. It was a stupid, funny movie. It was the spy part of it was really, really well done. The special effects were well done. Like you guys already said, that the first person shooter aspect of the fight scenes was really cool. And I thought it was just a really good movie. And I don't think it deserves the rating that it's got on Rotten Tomatoes like it has.
But it only made $6 million in the U.S.
Yeah, that's sad. That's horrible because it's funny. I think I laughed out loud the second time watching it at least a half a dozen times. So I don't. When you're watching a comedy, what more can you ask for out of hour and a half comedy? I've went to live comedy shows of stand-up comedians and not laughed out loud 6 times. So I thought it was good. And White Boy Rick, it's I just didn't like the kid actors. I didn't like the sister. I didn't like Rick. I think they did a disservice to the rest of the cast. Bruce Dern was really good in it. Matthew was awesome in it. It was a period piece, obviously set in the 80s, and it was, I look for shit that's out of place in period pieces, and I could not find anything that was out of place. It was done really well. Matthew McConaughey acted great. He was awesome in it. Unfortunately, he was let down by the rest of the cast, and they just I they never developed any like for Rick. There was no reason to like Rick,
Yeah.
So it does suck that he spent 30 years in jail. That's a black eye on our legal system, because you're really not supposed to go to jail if you do something when you're 17 years old. Your brain just is not developed at 17 years old. So short of murder, I don't think there's anything that a child should be put into prison for that length of time for. But it was a good movie, and I would recommend both of them this week.
All right. Thank you, Roger. Eddie, welcome to the show. What do you think, sir? What did you think?
Okay, which one will I start off with? Okay, I'm going to start off with Brothers Grimsby. Every time I watch an English movie, I always reminisce about something. The first opening scene was the houses were boarded up with graffiti on it. Those are English houses, like Andrew should know about them. They call them 2 up and 2 down. Well, I was born in a house like that. Then, when did they show the people going to the job center and you see the cobble streets and everything like that? It brings me back that time. Also, when he shows the 2 boys are in the care home, okay, well, we call them care homes, but they're like foster homes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know what it is because I've been there. I've done it. Besides that, the movie, it's a slapstick English movie. It's good. I liked it to a point where I had pains laughing, because I consider English movies as a different kind of humor than American humor. So, when you can relate to it, it even makes it worse. So I'm up there laughing my ass off. People ask you, say, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But it was a good movie. I loved it. The White Boy Rick, I've seen it before. But at this time I saw it. When I saw it, I saw something in there that I didn't really relate to. But when he got shot, okay, and he said, well, he has to shit in the bag, right? He had a, what you call a ileostomy. A ileostomy is a permanent fixture. Mm-hmm. So if he has a ileostomy, a permanent fixture, and then he goes to bed with his girl, it's like, I don't know, the girl must have said, what the hell is this? But
I did wonder about that. I was like, did he get not have the bag no more, or did he?
Yeah, because one of my friends has one, so I know what it is. But it was taken in Detroit. In Detroit in '84, I think '84. That's when it started to go down at Detroit. So I'm looking at this movie as Rick has to survive. He has to survive the best way he can, and the best way he can is either selling drugs. He has to, get in with the FBI, but he got sucked in by the FBI and he had to pay the price. But he paid the price, like Alvin said, if he would have been black. Mm-hmm. He is black because he got the penalty for it, But it's a good movie, and it's based on true facts, and I like movies like that. It brings things to life that you never seen before. One other thing, hey Alvin, you didn't show us your shirt.
It's a Ranger, Steve.
Another Ranger. That's
Jesus, Murphy, when are you going to get a Canadians?
I do like the Canadians, but I'd have a problem, here in New York wearing that,
I've been in your honor since my first time. Although I can't stand up, but I'm wearing my I'm not handicapped, I'm just lazy t-shirt. I wear that every time I go to the doctor, have a doctor's appointment. So I come rolling in my wheelchair and people look at my shirt and they're like, what the hell's wrong with this?
Yeah, I like 2 good movies. 2 very good movies.
All right. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah. Miss Sharon, welcome. So what did you think about our movie picks to this week?
Both of them were good in their own way. The Brothers Grimsby, I didn't realize that was the bright guy, like you said, Sacha Cohen. Because I kept saying he looks so familiar. Both of the guys look so familiar. But like what Andrew was saying about the hotel thing, when he went there and it was like, oh, the lady in the green dress. I thought he was going to go for the blonde lady, the one he was supposed to seduce, but he went straight to the other lady and stuff, to the maid, and that was kind of funny to me. And then when you say stuff about that was disturbing, that elephant scene was very disturbing to me. That was the most. I mean, there were some disturbing scenes in the movie, but that was the most disturbing when he was inside the elephant. I was like, but yeah, the movie, and then they had the little scenes to me to kind of put me in the mind of Mission Impossible, little scenes to it, and then the scene when it was at the church where he found out that was found his brother after all them years of them being separated and stuff, and missed the shot and everything. And yeah, the movie was pretty good. It was pretty funny. It did have a lot of funny parts, and like most of his movies that he plays in is pretty funny. So it was a great pick. The Beach. It was a pretty funny movie, and stuff as all his movies are. So yeah, I would say it's pretty funny. As for White Boy Rick, I thought that he had a bad hand all around. Like even in the beginning, when his dad took him to the gun show and stuff, and then the FBI was like, "Yeah, we know you was at this gun show, blah blah blah. Your dad's, doing this bad stuff." His sister, when she's with the guy, and then she runs outside, and everything, and she was, like he said, clearly on drugs and stuff. And it was like he just didn't have nobody. He's the youngest, but it's like he's taking on the big burden of being like a big brother and a father figure, and stuff for his sister, even though he was steady trying to ask his sister for help. Come back home, please come back home, She's too busy on drugs doing her own thing. Like when his grandfather's car got stolen, when they were at the restaurant, and there were the guns and they're shooting, they both get in jail. He's the one taking the rap for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff. And then the first time when the FBI, when he had that bear, and he's headed home, and the FBI picks him up, and they're telling him, when they pick him up, and they're saying, "Oh, you're going to sell these," they tell him what he's going to do, and they say, "Oh, you're going to sell these drugs." So I'm like, "You're giving this kid these big drugs?" First they tell him he's going to buy the drugs, then they turn around from he's going to buy the drugs to he's going to sell the drugs, And I'm like, this is messed up. This is a child you having do all this stuff. You're putting all this pressure on. And then, in the child's mind, your parent is your hero. That's the person that's taking care of you. Or you're threatening, you're going to take away the only parent they have, even though his grandparents are truly across the street. Yeah. He's not thinking about, if something happens to my dad, I got my grandparents that's across the street. But still, he's thinking, I don't want to lose my dad because I don't, And it was too much on him. And then turn around and use him all that time. And then when they go to court, we're gonna hit him back. And then they go to court, and when the dad confronts him, after he confronts him, the detective, and she said, "Oh yeah, too bad." Judge decided what she decided. That's just so dogged out. Like no big deal. And even the part, where the dad, and then the dad gets mad when he discovers the money, because he's putting the two together, and he goes through his room, and he's like, "I don't care about the money. You can keep this $900,000 or whatever, the money that was hidden in the shoebox and stuff." So it was just, I just really felt bad for him all around, even though, a lot of that stuff, because at the age, like you said, he was 17. His brain wasn't fully developed. So things that we would think about twice about, he wasn't thinking about it. He was thinking about, oh, I'm gonna lose my dad if I don't do this stuff. And then at the same time, they're not richest people, so he's thinking about, I want to get my dad this store because I want to make us some money and get us out of this mess. So yeah, that was my take on the movie.
Okay. GoPro Donnie said that the story is completely fake. He was the fall guy. Do y'all know how dangerous Detroit was back then? I mean, I lived in Michigan. I didn't live in Detroit. I lived about an hour away from Detroit in the early 80s. That whole area was a economically depressed area. And I remember we moved to Seattle at that time. And I was just a kid in, I guess, middle school back then. So, yeah, I think that he didn't have as many options. I think the FBI used him. You can look at different things. It's to me, when you think of it to being a true story, there are always going to be some stuff that they add to make it a movie. Mm-hmm. But the majority of it is based in fact. And I mean, his sister, I'm thinking, why are you trying to go get your sister? But I don't know. I mean, I've had family members that I've went and tried to rescue and tried to help, and you're like, probably other people are like, just let them go. So, yeah, that was a rough thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and you guys on the side chat. So we're going to start with the Brothers Grimsby, pass or play, and then we'll run through the panel, and then we'll go to White Boy Rick. So for the people that are not on the panel, if you guys on the side chat, Brothers Grimsby, play or pass. So you let me know. Sharon, what did you think? Brothers Grimsby, play or pass?
Play.
Play. Mr. Eddie.
Yeah, it's a play for me.
Play for you. The Beach.
Play.
Play. So did you pick I guess. Miss Blue.
She's muted.
Maybe she went to go get dinner. Roger. Brothers Grimsby, play or pass?
It's a play. If you want to laugh, watch it.
Okay. Andrew.
Oh.
Oh.
Say that.
See, that's my boy. He is. He is fair. He is who he is. He's not a liar. He doesn't. He could have probably said.
Which is right. It did make us laugh at some point. So, what more can you ask for? It's just some bits were cringe, but other than that, there was more goods than bad. So.
I was hoping you would hate it because I was hoping to use my sign up.
Don't get us wrong. I'm never going to watch it again. It's good for one watch.
One watch. So, Mr. Alban, what did you think?
It's a play all day.
Play all day.
Yeah.
And I'll give it a play. I love that kind of humor. Blue, are you back? And I think she gave it a play. I think she gave a positive on it. So I'm gonna put it on for play. And then I look over here to the side. Patty gives it a pass.
Pass.
Octavia, a play. AA, what's up? What's up? AA, thanks for joining us. Pass. So we got one pass and a couple plays over there. So again,
I can live with that. I'll live with that.
So if you guys, I don't know if I probably didn't put the Telegram link in the show notes. I'll try to do that in a minute. I'll try to post it over here, and I'll definitely put it in the show notes after it, so you guys can join the Telegram group, and then you can vote in there. And we have a poll. It's easy to do. So play or pass. So we're looking at majority of people would say a play if you're. Miss Blue. Yeah, Blue. Play or pass on Brothers Grimsby?
Play.
Okay. All right. See, I went with that one. All right. So we've got that. So thank you guys for your suggestions and your thoughts on that one. So White Boy Rick. Oh, here we go. This is maybe not be a good one here. So we're going to start with the panel. So the side chat, you guys put play or pass for White Boy Rick. Play or pass for White Boy Rick on the side chat, and we'll start with Sharon. Sharon, play or pass on White Boy Rick?
Play.
Play. Thank you. Mr. Eddie, what do you think? Play or pass?
I'll give it a play.
I'll give it a play. All right. All right. The Beach, play or pass?
Sorry, I gotta give a pass.
Okay, that's all good. You know, hey, I can't bet 1,000 all the time. All right, Blue. Well, you didn't watch it.
No,
You gotta-
I give it a pass.
yeah, she gave it a pass. All right, she just passed on watching.
Her vote counts.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I've made her watch some dramas and that she didn't want to watch on the front end.
No.
And she like Nebraska.
Talk about Nebraska.
I had to beg and plead her to watch Nebraska, and after she watched it, she's like, "Oh, I really like that." I'm like, "I told you, like."
But you brought me back to something I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce Dern was in this. The woman who played his wife, wasn't that the wife?
I don't think so.
In Nebraska.
I don't think that was
No,
her.
no, I don't think so.
wasn't?
She's been in a lot of movies, but I don't think that was
That was her?
that wasn't. I think she might have played in that, but I think she played as another character.
Okay.
So,
'Cause
all right,
I'm
so
watching
I'll check that in a
and I
second.
thought that was yeah.
We'll check that. We'll
it's a
check that in a
place for me.
second. All right. So wait, hold on. No, I can't be losing my place. So we got a pass. Blue passed on it because she didn't even watch it. Roger, White Boy Rick.
On the strength of McConaughey's performance, it's a play. The rest of the cast, not so much.
Okay, just a quick interruption. It was Piper Laurie that plays the wife in that, and that's not the same as the lady in Nebraska.
Okay.
But was she in? Was Piper in Nebraska as one of the other characters?
I don't think so.
Where have we seen her? I mean, she's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, she's a very popular lady.
Yeah.
Well, not so much anymore, but yeah.
I don't know why. What? Is that Fletcher McDonald? All right, Andrew. Oh! Oh, he had it set up on his phone and all.
This coming.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
coming a long time.
Yeah, and hey, you've been waiting on that, so that's okay. Yeah, and that's all right because you know what, I try not to make everybody feel bad. All right, Alvin.
I thought it was a play for me. Some of the other characters got passes from me, but overall in the movie, when you think about that the actors that they used, especially for the kid to be his first movie, I'll give it a play. Because I'd still watch it again. If someone was sitting down with me and they said they wanted to watch it, I'd watch it again.
Okay. All right. So we got I was just doing some quick little things. So we got people over on the side. Daldrum gave it a pass. Sorry, pass on White Boy Rick, but I think he gave pass on Grimsby. AA gave this one a play, and I think Patty D gave this a play, and Octavia gave it a play. So, definitely something different. It's always fun to watch something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, something that we all, because that's one thing I will say about Alvin. He does go out on the limb. He will take some chances on some movies that I've never heard of. And he'll say, we're going to watch this movie. And sometimes they're good and sometimes they're fresh.
Yeah.
And, fresh wasn't my type of movie. So,
sorry.
fresh and not the good way.
Not so fresh. All
Hey,
right.
Todd,
So,
how many more movies McConaughey do you have on your list?
No, Jesus.
one on my list. Just one on my list. Yeah, I got one more on my list that is one of his, but I might hold off on that. I got a couple others that I want to push to the front. That
Okay, I gotta go.
So what I think it is?
Yeah.
I gotta
Okay.
go. So I'm not sure. Sharon and Eddie are getting close, and I don't know if maybe they are there, but
I think
I'm
Sharon.
number 4 this week.
I think
so
Sharon is on.
forward. And so it's me and Sharon then.
Okay, so Sharon
Is,
and
is, is, is there any way we can put, the list, put a list on, let's say, on track?
What
Like
list?
say,
On Telegram,
like,
you mean?
we have to put on
well,
Telegram.
or Telegram, like
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'd have to put it on Telegram because you couldn't put it on Tracks, but we could put it on
No.
Telegram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pass it over to Todd because he's more reliable than I am. Just an Excel
Oh, since when?
Yeah,
Since
that's what I'm thinking.
spreadsheet lately. Okay, so I gotta go. So it's my pick and Sharon's pick then.
Yep.
So I'm picking. I'm gonna blurt mine out, and here it comes. 13th Warrior.
Oh,
Most people are gonna hate it. I love this movie.
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
I just watched
said
the
13th
33
Warrior?
earlier.
13th Warrior.
Oh, you're gonna have it in Telegram because I can't see what I'm writing.
And then Sharon, whatever you want.
The little things.
The little things. Okay, adding it to my track list right now.
Oh wait, that's the new one, right?
Yeah.
Yep, with Denzel Washington.
That's good.
Oh,
Don't watch the show from the other day because some people gave some spoiler alerts. So
I
don't
almost
watch
watched-
the show.
I almost watched that last night, Sharon, but I held off because I thought somebody would pick it this week.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys give her and keep talking, and I got to go, and I will update the list. I think Eddie next week will be you then.
Yes.
Sharon's going to be back down to 0.
All right.
awesome. Well, and then next week I won't be picking another Matthew movie, right?
Roger's up to 1.
Isn't this 2 for me, Blue?
Dad, what year was that
No.
13th
Were
Warrior?
you last week?
No.
Week before?
Yeah.
Okay, you're at 2 then.
I think I'm 2, Eddie's 3, Sharon's 4, right?
99.
2, 3, Eddie's 4, isn't he right now then?
Who's next week?
No?
I think Eddie will be 4 next week. He's 2
Okay, so
ahead of me.
He's 3 right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
Thank you, babe. So
Okay.
Have a great week.
Yep.
Have a good one, Blue.
13th Warrior.
Warrior.
It's
Goodbye.
1999.
Okay.
Hey, what year did it, Blue?
1999.
99.
It's 13th, like a 1-3 th. Not.
Yeah,
not
I got it. I'm sharing
It's
it.
on the screen right now.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye
All
bye.
right.
Blue.
Have a
Yeah.
great week.
So,
Bye.
See you
we got-
Friday.
well, maybe.
Maybe Friday.
Maybe Friday she'll be seeing how she can. She'll be like, you got enough people on that show. You'll be fine. So we have 13th Warrior, and then the Little Things. And thank you for picking this because this is a movie that's been on my list. Since we were doing all this, I haven't had time to watch it. And Denzel, I mean, we've talked about this numerous times. I mean, has he done a bad movie? Because it's like
I haven't found it one yet.
yeah, it's like always a great movie. 6.3, so not an awesome number there, but we'll see. So awesome. We got some great picks. So we got those things going on. Let's see. Anything you guys on the panel have to mention or talk about before we roll out of here? We're gonna be out a little bit earlier. Plus, I got to eat my dinner anyway. So.
Yeah, me too.
So, Miss Sharon, anything going on with you this week?
Movie nobody's seen.
Tomorrow we'll be having over on Papers channel. We'll be having our Pieces for 8 mental health show at 5. So check us out tomorrow around 4:35 over on Paper Plates channel.
Paper Plate Fan.
Mental health, yeah, Paper Plate Fan.
Paper Plate
Channel.
Fan, and it's a mental health show.
Yeah, we do a mental health show talking about mental health. You know, people that suffer from anxiety, depression, or anything like that. You know, such as any mental health thing like that. And then Friday, I'll be back on our MS7 morning show Friday morning at 9:35 a.m.
9:35 on her channel.
Yeah, 9:35 a.m. on my channel. The MS7 morning show. And thank you for having me on the panel. And I'd like to thank the side chat. Because without the side chat, we wouldn't have a show. So if you haven't on the way in or your way out, make sure you press that like, share, subscribe button.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when the butcher goes live. And see you Friday. Yeah,
Thank you.
matters.
Thank you, hon. And guys, if you guys look on I can see when people have a YouTube channel. And so Octavia has a channel. I see GoPro Donnie. Sharon has a channel, and you can pin you can definitely subscribe to these people. And Sharon has a show a lot of weekdays, 9:35 in the morning, and it's just who knows where that conversation goes. She has all kinds of different guests. I jump on it on days I'm off. It goes here, there, and everywhere. Nothing, but she does try to keep it kind of clean. And morning, it's not going to be R-rated. She tries to keep it, but it's a great show. And what we talk about a lot of stuff, tech or this or that. So thank you for coming on, Sharon. Mr. DeBeach, thank you for showing your face. Thank you for getting the camp, spending the $13.95.
98, thank you.
98. Yeah, let me send you 3 cents. Thank you.
There you go. And for being a VIC member.
Yeah, being a VIC member. Yeah, my company needs it, so they can give me a bonus.
There you go. No, thanks. I'm glad a majority of people enjoyed my pick. I kind of went out on a limb. Like I said, it was an oddball comedy. And if you like that stuff, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, Beach, you're number one, first one, number one.
Yeah, thumbs up, pretty much a thumbs up on that. So it wasn't unanimous like they were for me until I went out on the rim, but that's okay. So thanks. But hey, now you've kind of been on the show. You see, this isn't so bad. To get in the water's just fun. So, all right, Roger, thank you for joining us. Anything you want to finish up before we roll out?
Well, again, thanks for the invite. Had fun. Always a good time to spend Wednesday afternoon with the pop crew. Enjoy your evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you for your insight, sir. Eddie.
Thanks for another great show. What I appreciate about this show is because I wasn't really a movie guy. But since I've been on the show, man, I'm going crazy on movies. But I still love my TV series. I have to have my English TV series. But this show, Todd, you've opened my eyes to a lot of things. And even my kids said, Dad, your aspect on movies has changed. I said, yeah, because I'm seeing more movies and I'm getting more ideas of how other people are, appreciating the movies or dislike or like the movies. Mm-hmm. Nothing better. Always got to learn. The dad's got to learn.
That's right. Always looks good. Mr. Andrew?
Got nothing. What everybody else said, I enjoy being forced to watch movies. Even ones that I don't like last week's.
Like Bullet?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, my buddy Andrew. Thank you for joining us every week. Alban.
Hey, Andrew, I love you, man, but you got to know that it's coming soon. It's coming soon for you, all right? You know it,
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, we're gonna change your life when we force you to watch that movie. Really.
Unless I'm sick that week.
Thanks to everyone coming out. DeBeach, thanks for jumping in, man. It's great to see you here. Thanks everybody out there in the chat. It's great to see all of you there. Don't forget about the show on Friday. I love taking away all these things before Dabs can say them. We'll hopefully see you Friday. We'll see you next week. UFC this weekend, I do believe.
Yeah.
Not much of one.
What?
Not much of one. One good fight. One good fight.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll still be alive because Saturday I get my second vaccine shot, so we'll see how I feel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Little arm growing out your back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the Facebooks. So thank you, Alban. And I want to say I mentioned something that Eddie had said that we've made him watch other movies, to look at movies in a different way. And that's what we wanted on this show, was to not be techie, not be streaming crap or nothing. This is about, do you like a movie? Do you not like a movie? Why did you like it? Why didn't you like it? To have a conversation where anybody can have that conversation. That's what this show was about, and to have fun, to be able to hang out with my friends, to bring people on. That's what this was about. And Eddie's right about, he's looking at movies differently. When I hear from Eddie or Roger or Alvin, who's been on the show, and they talk about movies, and I'm like, I never thought about that. You know what I mean? It's like and these are people that never been on any kind of YouTube shows or nothing like that. And, whereas like me or Sharon's been on, Andrew's been on shows. These guys have never been on a show and come on here and it's like, wow, all right, I've never thought about that. So it's really neat and a refreshing idea. Octavia, I love seeing her chat on the side, and Patty D, I see her always watching and always commenting. Daldum, thanks you. He's been pretty religious too on this, on staying on here. And it does force you to watch movies. And sometimes, honestly, I get to where on Monday, I'm like, oh, I got to watch what? But all in all, most of the time, it's good. It's a good time. So thank everyone for being on here and being willing to suffer through an hour to 2 hours of show. One thing I will say about this Friday's show, I am working on some guests, but I'm going to be doing some giveaways. So you've heard it here first. We're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to be doing some of that IP, the other stuff where I can't talk about. We're going to do some giveaways. So you're going to get some months or maybe even multiple months of some giveaways. So we're going to be doing that on Friday. So if you'd like to watch on Friday and get some people to watch, it's going to be random. We're going to just try to have some fun. I'm working to get some big guests on there. It'd be fun to have a good big show and give people some free stuff. I'm not a person that does a lot of giveaways because I don't get a lot of free shit. Some YouTubers get a lot of products. I don't. So this is something that someone says, hey, I can give this stuff away. And I'm like, all right, fine, let's give it away. So check us out on Friday. We'll see who's going to be on there. Share, like, subscribe, Watch The Little Things and 13th Warrior next Wednesday. Thanks everybody on the panel and welcome to. Thanks for joining us on Play or Pass.